Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to the next episode of Through the Static with me, as Stephen the Medium, and with Coach Helix. And I have
hello, everyone.
Mark on the boards, who's helping me. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And a whole bunch of people.
I know. And I have all these wonderful people on Facebook Live in addition to people listening. So how wild is that?
It's awesome.
How cool is that? And I was mentioning that I asked Jim, the station manager, if this was the first time anyone has ever done this in all the episodes, and he said, I guess I should stay near the mic. He said yes. So I'm really excited I get to pilot this and get to show people how this all starts and how this works. So I'm going to keep Facebook Live on here. I'm Nick, until the first segment when a commercial comes on and I take calls, because you're not going to be able to hear the people that are calling in, but I would ask you to tune in to WARA. The link's on my website on Stephen the Medium, and the phone number is 508-222-1320. So, but thank you guys for listening on Facebook Live and listening to the show. So I cannot believe it's already a fourth episode.
I know. Time flies.
And for
you're having fun.
And for Facebook Live, I swear to God, we don't usually sit this close. I mean, after 25 years, we really don't sit this close. It's just because of Facebook Live, right?
Okay, if you say so. You can be a minute without me, people. Just saying, okay?
Oh, come on. So, I hope everybody's doing well, and thank you again for listening. I wanted to... I always think that it's a good thing to bring up a subject under the Spirit umbrella, something that people that are listening, Facebook Live, or anyone who's listening, which I love the audience, can relate to. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to start taking phone calls after this first segment, is angels. So first of all, just the word angels, everybody loves, right? You hear the word angel, and I think it's automatically, it's positive, right? It's a wonderful thing. People carry angels. People have angels in their home. That representation, I think, is just so wonderful. But what I wanted to really talk about, and a lot of people talk about angels as divine intervention. And when you hear that, it's really because angels really step up when there is when they're needing to work in divine intervention, meaning that if you're having a really rough time, or a lot of times if you're in a very serious place, like the death is very close, or really serious injuries really close, that they'll intervene to stop it, especially when it's not your time. And angels are around, and let me just quickly say that years ago, when I got my first car, I went up to Boston, and I was on my way home from Boston. And people that know me know the story. And I was with somebody else, and it was about 3 a.m, and I wasn't drinking. I mean, I think maybe I had one drink, but I've never been a big drinker. And I just fell asleep in Rhode Island, and I was still living in Rhode Island, and I was on 95. And when I fell asleep, and when I woke up, my car was already sideways on the Jersey barrier, and I couldn't stop it. And the car flipped over 5 times. And actually, if you go on Stephen the Medium, I actually posted that article from the paper that, of course, I kept. I think it was from the Providence Journal. That just explained what had happened. 5 times it rolled over, and it finally slid down an exit, knocked over a sign, and it thankfully lost speed because it was spinning. Mm-hmm. All the windows, the front windows still stayed in, but all the other windows went out, just shattered, and both of us walked out with no harm at all. There was nothing. I tell people that I had just bought a new leather jacket because this was November, and I was wearing it, and when we were sliding for quite a bit of time on the bottom of the car, I was holding my head up, and my shoulder was on the roof of the car, and I was more upset because I ripped the new leather jacket. Now, listen,
who wouldn't be?
Growing up in Rhode Island, and all the Guidos can attest to this, we have to look good, right? I had a black leather jacket.
What's a Guido?
Well,
For those people who are not from Rhode Island.
That would take like another hour to explain.
Okay.
But it's a good thing.
We'll dedicate a show for that.
It's a good thing. With all the gold chains.
Yeah.
And that's who I was.
And the accent, right?
No, we don't have accents in Rhode Island.
Oh, you don't have coffee?
No.
Okay.
No accent at all. But in any case, when the ambulance came and the fire truck came, they said maybe about 10 more feet and the roof of the car would have collapsed.
Wow.
And there was a couple. They were probably in their 20s that actually were behind me, and thank God it was 3 a.m. that there weren't a lot of traffic, and a couple actually pulled over, and they're the ones that actually told me, because I didn't know how many times we flipped over, and told the ambulance and the EMTs. So I never really, as I was really young, I never really thought about it. I just thought I lost my car. Mm-hmm. And didn't really think about the connection with spirit. And of course, back then I had no idea I was a medium. And now, looking back and knowing that it was my father who protected me with angels. And just because angels help and protect and make sure that we are where we're supposed to be, we can also, in addition to angels, have our loved ones that kind of do a combined effort and help to sort of save us. But I know that you also have a story about that. So I think we're going to
until after the break.
After the break, and
maybe we'll keep Facebook Live until
until the phones. All right, sounds good.
You guys hang out with us.
So stay listening, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
You're listening to Through the Static with Stephen the Medium on AM 1320 WARA.
And welcome back to Through the Static. Hello, Heather. So we were just talking, this hour goes by too fast because I need to get to calls, but what we were talking about is angels and what angels do for us. Every person has angels that are around us all the time. And quickly I want to ask you about your experience, but before I do that, I just wanted to make sure that I tell people that make sure if you're looking to connect with your angel, ask specifically for a sign. And once you ask, you then have to, it's a 2-step process. You ask for a sign, and then you stay very open to make sure that you can see that sign. Angels know that we have our 5 senses, and angels also know that the senses that are more, the ones that we connect with the most, the more that are, because all of us have certain senses that are heightened,
yep.
And angels know that. That's the way. It could be a little nudge, it could be a dream, but a smell. The angels are always there, and thank God for those angels.
But I do have a question for you, though. So what would be the difference between a guardian angel, regular spirit, like what would qualify when you say an angel? What would qualify if I lost my aunt? Would she be an angel for me, or is there a distinction?
No, that's a really good question. And to answer that question, so our guardian angels can, and most usually, are people that were connected to us that we've lost. That's who our guardian angels are. So if we were young and we lost a grandmother or a grandfather, chances are that guardian angel is your loved one. Sometimes when we're born, we get a guardian angel who we don't know, and then when we have someone who's connected to the family cross, they take over, which is different from spirit, just like our moms or dads, but they can interchange, and they can be our guardian angel also, and there's also angels that have never been on this physical earth that are actually helping us too. So there's a lot to it.
Okay, so to my story, that also brings me to share that angels can also be pets. For those of you who love animals and are animal lovers of any type, and that brings me to my story. So a few years back, I'm a CrossFit, person. I've been doing CrossFit for a long time, and I was at this gym, and it's a warehouse-like gym. So in the back of the gym, there would you call that like a docking?
Yeah.
It's like a dock, right? Where cars are not meant to be there because it's a loading dock, so people unload and load their stuff in that area. because it was like an old warehouse. So I was in the warehouse, and I was before the class, and I was stretching. So there was nobody there, and it so happened that I was on the ground with a roller, and I didn't realize there was a car that somehow was parked behind me. There was no supposed to be any cars in a loading dock area. So I just never paid attention to it, and there was this guy who was a maintenance person who came out after me, and he started smoking. So he's facing me, I'm facing him, my back is to the car, and all of a sudden I just see him frantically yelling. Can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead.
I just see him frantically yelling at me, get out of the way. And at first, I wasn't really sure whether he was talking to me, because it's like, I don't know this guy. I have no reason why he should be talking to me. But somehow, I started hearing the noise of a car, and I literally, within seconds, I had to jump out. The car was backing up. She never saw me on the ground. She had no idea I was there. And it happened so fast that my phone actually fell out of my pocket. The car went over my phone, went over the roller.
And crushed the phone.
Crushed the phone, and there I was, just looking and thinking to myself, oh my God. The guy was freaking out. He just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, are you okay? You should be dead. You should be dead. That's what he said. So I went home. I told Stephen my story.
And then I tuned in and realized that it was not only angels, but it was also our previous animals, our dogs, and cat, that actually helped with the angels. So which is pretty amazing. So
yeah, it was like a life-altering experience, and just to know that, that I felt so taken care of by these animals that we loved like our own children, and that they're now taking care of us.
Absolutely.
It's just really unbelievable.
And if you know anybody, or if you've actually experienced something that was life-threatening in somehow, some way, a car accident that people say you should have been dead, or something like Helix, you've got to know that 100% you had angels. In addition to your loved ones who have crossed, whether it's a mom, a dad, grandparent, but those angels are there. Those angels really kick into gear when you're not supposed to leave, and sometimes circumstances occur, and the angels say, it's not your time, and they step forward, and they actually almost like put a protection around us to make sure that we still stay in this earth. And that's always because we're supposed to be here, our life paths. We're supposed to learn, and we're supposed to share who we are and our gifts and our passion for whomever's out there. So, which is pretty good. Great. So
should we be talking to our angels?
Absolutely, all the time. And that's why I said that. Ask for specific. Ask the angels specifically to give you a sign. I remember one of the things I read, Spirit Guides and Angel Guardians, I wrote down. It was my first book. It was the best because it was all about angels. And if you look at my Facebook page, you'll see the blue cloud, which looks like Jesus or a saint. And I was in Puerto Rico with you, and I was meditating, and the book says, ask for your guardian angel. And I did, never thinking it was going to be really that in my face. And I looked up and saw this cloud, ran to get my phone, took a picture, and said, you know what, I will always use that as my card, as sort of like my logo. But it was minutes after I asked. But you have to be open and watch, because I could have easily finished and thought, okay, somewhere down the road today I'm going to get something, and not look up. You got to be very observant. Yeah. And they try to, they don't do this for nothing. They try to help us to see.
So if you're having if you're going through a difficult time, if you're questioning, if you're challenged in life, in business, wherever that is for you, make sure that you connect to your angels.
And even a good example is, because I saw my good friend Laurie on here. Hi, Laurie. even, and I know her daughter is leaving for college, even something like that, you don't only ask the angels to be with you, but you make sure you ask them to be with your daughter or your son.
Your loved ones.
Exactly, on this college ride, to make sure that they have extra protection. All your loved ones are going to be there anyway, but you want, the more spirit you have, the better. But there's something intentional when you ask for it. Everyone is waiting in spirit to help us, but they don't want to intrude. They never tell us what to do. They just help us, they guide us. But what they're really waiting for is for us to actually specifically ask, either to see a sign or please be with my daughter, my son, whatever you're looking for or asking for. Please, for Christmas, make a Burberry bag under the Christmas tree. No, that doesn't
and
work.
These angels shows up. But listen, I also have another question. How about, do they show themselves in the form of birds? Somebody said, a hummingbird, a butterfly. Do angels show themselves in those forms as well?
They do. Angels and spirit, but angels absolutely. But that's why I talked earlier about the 5 senses, is because if your senses for feeling are like the one you connect with the most, you're not going to necessarily see something. You're going to get a little nudge. You're going to almost, or sometimes maybe feel like you felt someone touch the back of your neck, or someone grabbed your shirt and just kind of pulled it and let it go, and there's no one behind you. Angels know exactly how to get you, and each person is different. Mm-hmm. And someone may be more connected to Mother Nature and see the hummingbird or see the bird or a butterfly. That's another way to give signs. But that's angels, that's your loved ones giving constant signs all the time. And how I've ended the show, and I think I will continue to end the show, is you don't need to be in front of a medium to be able to connect with your loved ones and feel signs, because that's the truth. We're all intuitive. We all got it. We all have it. But with the angels and our loved ones, you got to ask for it. The more you also talk to the angels, did you like that talk?
Talk. Yeah,
see,
of course.
No accent. The more connected you get with your loved ones, and the more you know that they're here and believe it, the more it just keeps opening up, and you get more connected with it. And especially the thank you. If you get a penny and you know it's your dad, and you say, "Dad, thank you," which I'm doing all the time with my grandmother Rose, who's with me all the time, the more you thank, they're like, when you thank, this is what happens in spirit. Yay! Like they got my sign. That's what they want. They got my sign.
And it's interesting because what you said is actually a lesson for life. Not just spirit. When you talk about, you don't need to go see a medium to know what it is that you need to do. You need to just tune in. Listen to yourself, because that's how they connect. To us. Same thing can be said for life. Like you don't need to have somebody like me as a coach to tell you what to do. The key to life.
I'll listen to him.
He never listens to me. But the key to life is always within you.
It is.
You just got to learn to trust yourself, to really listen to your God. And
absolutely.
Trust that, and then move forward accordingly. I think we have a tendency to question and doubt ourselves, and that's really what block us from moving forward. But you can say that's what blocks people from connecting to spirit.
Yeah. But the best thing is connecting to spirit and knowing that you have your support here, and then you have a brigade of support in spirit, and that's really, that's really what you want. Is the more spirit you have, the better. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to say goodbye to these beautiful people on Facebook Live. So hi, Pat. Hi, Cousin Holly. And so I can focus on readings, calls coming in.
But you guys stay tuned and listen.
Go to WARA and 508-222-1320 if you want to call. So thank you, guys. And we'll be back after
Thank you,
the
everyone.
break.
Bye.
You're listening to Through the Static with Stephen the Medium here on AM 1320 WARA.
The City of Attleboro will present its 10th annual Expo for the Senses on Saturday, August 18th. This family-friendly outdoor event will be held from noon to 5 p.m. at the Judith H. Robbins Riverfront Park. It will feature the Attleboro Arts Museum's Art and Craft Fair and live bands and performances. There will also be jewelry and precious metal exhibits, children's activities, and food samplings by area restaurants and caterers. For the past 2 years, approximately 10,000 guests attended each expo. Admission is free to the expo. For over 47 years, Amigo Inc. has been offering services and programs for children and adults with autism spectrum disorders and other disabilities. Located at 33 Perry Avenue in Attleboro, Amigo has been committed to building vital relationships while expanding their community ties on the local level. Amigo provides day programs, transitional planning, and a continuum of services to support all ages. For more information, you can visit their website at amigoinc.org.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human. And she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
And welcome back to Through the Static. So I just closed Facebook Live, but that was so cool. It was so cool to have an audience visually to see. And if anybody who's listening, if you're on Facebook, just go to Stephen the Medium, and you can like the page. And when I do this again, you actually will get to see visually. If you don't, get on Facebook. What's wrong here? No, I'm just kidding. If you don't have Facebook, you can listen and call and enjoy the conversation, because the conversation's really for all the listeners, and so that I can just not only give some knowledge, but hear stories from other people. So it's 508-222-1320, and I'm ready for some calls. Hello, this is Stephen. Who's this? Hello?
This is Paul. Hello?
Yes, hi. Who's this?
This is Paula.
Paula, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for taking my call.
Well, thank you for calling, and I'm so glad to talk to you. Let me start, Paula, with this, that soon as I connect with you, actually even before I knew your name and just heard your voice, you're really connected spirit-wise. So I'm not sure if you know that, but as soon as I connect in, I can feel the energy that's just very, when I see expanded energy from a person, and we're all intuitive, but we're all at different sort of stages, and you're really connected. So did you know that you're very connected?
No, but I'm searching, so...
Well, you know what? In that, even with the searching or putting the searching aside, just know that you're very connected. So let me start with who was the drinker, Paula? Well, first of all, there's a dad figure stepping forward. So dad or grandfather? Who is dad here or crossed?
He's crossed.
Okay, so it's your dad stepping forward. He keeps talking about the drinker. It doesn't have to be him, but who? And it also could be someone here currently. But he keeps saying the word distillery. So I know he's talking about someone who drinks a lot. So if you understand that, great. If not, just keep it with you. A lot of times, Paula, this is not about to call out secrets. It's more about spirit just giving validations that before you hang up, it's actually whoever came through. So just know that dad steps forward, and also George, Jim. Where's the J come? The James, Gina. Where's this?
James.
What was that?
Yes, it's Jim.
Who's Jim?
Jim or James. He was my fiance.
Oh, so is he crossed?
Yes.
Oh, Paula, wow. So know that so Jim is your fiancé? Or was your fiancé?
He was.
Okay. And so who's the James?
Well, that's his James Martin is his middle name.
Oh, maybe I should be blonde, right? So I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
But Paula, so know that your dad, and know that I always tell people when I do these readings that everything that I say, there's a reason for it. And know that the reason why I started with how connected you are is, I'm sure, because of what you said, the searching, but also you wanting to connect so badly with Jim. Because Jim's telling me that.
Absolutely.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's harder for me, rather. It's getting harder as time goes on.
Well, know that there's also a reason why your dad stepped forward first. It's just to let you know that he's also with you. Not only him, but everybody else in spirit connecting to you, Paula, that is helping you get through this. So, did Jim have a really good sense of humor?
Oh, yeah.
He, because I was trying to figure out, and I asked if it was Jim, because I couldn't tell, because your father and Jim are standing next to each other. But I got to tell you that your Jim is really giving it to your father, just really playing. And whether they were close or not close in the physical world, just know that, Paula, that Jim wants to make sure, and your father wants to make sure, you know, that they have their arms around each other and they're with each other. Jim also told me that there's a birthday or an anniversary really close.
It would have been his birthday in September.
No. I just heard, when you just said that, I just heard him say, that was really nice. Really, really close, Paula. Like, usually when I do this, when I get it close, it's usually like 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward, but it's really close. And it also could be anniversary of death. So birthday, anniversary, something's really close. Jim just told me that, and I talked about this at the beginning of the show, that how he gets to you is everything connected to feathers. So make sure you I don't know if you've experienced this with birds, butterflies, because driving here, a bird almost drove into us, and Jim just stepped forward and said, that was me, Stephen, that was me, to bring up to Paula, to make sure you knew that. So, but he says that did you already have an experience or something, or do you connect with wings, dragonflies, birds, butterflies?
I'm always watching for them because I believe that they're there. It's like you're saying with the angels, to watch for signs.
What? Exactly.
I live in an area where there's lots and lots and lots of birds.
Oh, Paula, and that's one of the reasons why Jim uses that, because it's easy for spirit to manipulate things with wings. I don't know why, but they just can, like butterflies and dragonflies and birds. So make sure you know. And he just said, watch the blackbirds. The blackbirds, he keeps saying. Okay. So I don't know if this is crows or smaller blackbirds, but just make sure. Did someone gamble? Why does Jim keep showing me dice?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. No, neither of us did.
Is there somebody in the family that did, Paula, that really liked to? I have never seen dice in spirit for a sign, so I have to kind of figure out what it is. Sometimes people have those big dice hanging in cars, but when they show me something, there's something either connected to it, literally like actual dice, or it's a sort of like a way to get me to a place, and all I think of is dice and throwing craps and just gambling. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's you or Jim. It also can mean that it's also somebody else that wants to come through that's connected. So, and Katie or Kimmy, where's that name come in? I hear the CK name, C or K name. It sounds like Kimmy, Katie.
Would it be Kathy?
Could be Kathy, absolutely. Who's Kathy?
That was Jim's daughter. It's Jim's daughter.
But she's here.
She's
living.
Still alive, yes.
Well, when you said that was, but Jim just pointed to me down to earth, meaning that she's still here. He also said, is the only girl? Is she the oldest? He just says one. So one is
Just one.
Okay, perfect. So it's just a way that Jim wants to make sure you know it actually is him. At nighttime, Paula, is the most difficult, he just said, for you. And he keeps tell her that at nighttime he hugs you, he sits with you until you try to go to sleep, and the sleeping is not good. And he just keeps saying that you got to know and feel it in your heart. Because he said to me that right now you feel like pretty much your heart is gone. It's not there anymore.
Correct.
So just know it's a way that Jim knows exactly what you're going through. And Paula, what I will tell you is that what Jim doesn't want is for you to feel that sadness, because he lives through your eyes, and he wants you to be happy, because he keeps saying to me, you've got to see her smile, and that smile's been taken away. When she smiles, she lights up the entire room. So does your personality, and that all ties into how connected you are with spirit, because there's an energy that people are attracted to. So just keep it with you. Someone's yelling at me about the dice and the gambling. So Keno, or there's somebody, because it's a woman, steps forward. So like a grandmother or a mom figure, it feels like it's a grandmother. She keeps giving me the sign to say to you, you should know. You should know. You should know. And where does the H name come in? Helen or let me back up for a second. Is there someone in healthcare, hospital?
No. My sister is going to the hospital.
So whatever she's going for, just know it's a way that when I just talked about grandma, is your mom here?
No.
She's crossed.
She has crossed. My grandmother's crossed.
Okay, so no, it's mom and grandmother, because both of them are together. So your mom's mom must still be here. Just know that they're together, and that's why they're bringing up your sister and the connection to the hospital. So whatever, it's just a way to let you know that they're with her. Whether she's going for a job, whether she's going for a procedure, it doesn't matter. It's just to let you know that they're with her. In the eyes. What's the eye? Why does your mother keep pointing to eyes? What was that?
I don't know.
It almost makes me feel, Paula, like a donor. Someone on their licensor. Why does your mother talk about, and Jim does too, talks about when they die donating something, or somebody gave something, a kidney or something to somebody connected to you.
My mother, when she passed, donated her brain matter to Mayo Clinic because she had a rare disease.
Oh, Paula, wow. So no, it's your mom. And that's why she wanted to give that to you. Your mother is very funny, too, because your mother said, yeah, Stephen, it's probably not the best example. I could have come up with something much more elegant to let her know it's me. But she knew that you would know exactly that it was specific to your mom. All I can tell you, Paula, is that don't ever feel, as hard as it is, because Jim is physically not here, don't ever feel that he's not with you and just is hugging you. And all I keep hearing Jim saying with everybody else, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So, and you must look at a picture quite often, or have a picture of Jim right with you?
Yes.
Because he keeps...
I have it all the time under my pillow.
Oh, no. So, Paula, know that it's Jim letting you know he's right with you. His soul, his energy is with you, and how much he loves you. And I'll tell you, the last thing I say before people start getting mad at me, because if there's any more calls, I got to get moving. Jim keeps telling me that you were the first person to give him unconditional love. So you have to make sure you know that he keeps saying, Stephen, until I met her, I didn't know what real love was. So boy, you wrap yourself with that, Paula, and just know how much he loves you.
I think I see him in the clouds.
You do. That's exactly
awesome.
it. That's exactly it. I think we're hitting a break. So, Paula, thank you for calling, and just know how much he loves you and your family love you, okay? And thank you for calling.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no, thank you, Paula, and we'll be back.
Gonna
You're listening to Through the Static with Stephen the Medium here on AM 1320 WARA.
Hi, my name is Chris Weilman, and I'm the manager of the Elder Dental Program. We are inviting any seniors residing in Massachusetts who are 60 and older to attend our free dental screening clinic in Taunton on Saturday, October 20th, from 8:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. Participants will receive a free dental screening and have an opportunity to speak with our dentist in the clinic's relaxed and friendly setting. Participants will be screened for oral cancers and have a chance to receive free denture cleanings. For more information, call 774-203-1326. The free dental screening clinic is organized by the Elder Dental Program, a project of the Community VNA.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just got invited to the prom. Do you A, meet her date?
I need to see your past date report cards, your driver's license, a list of references, and this hair sample.
B, help her pick out a dress.
Don't you just love the long sleeves and turtleneck on this pantsuit? Ugh.
C, attend the prom undercover.
Mom, what are you doing here?
I'm not Mom. I'm Calvin, the new kid at school.
Or D, capture her big moment.
Let's take a photo of you two. I'm in the middle.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Are you looking for more opportunity? The Literacy Center is here to help. We have free year-round classes in English, computer literacy, and high school equivalency. With the help of teachers and tutors, you can prepare for your citizenship test, make a resume, get ready for college, or learn how to speak better English. Classes held during the day, evening, or on Saturdays. View our website, theliteracycenter.com, or call 508-226-3603. The Literacy Center, building a better community.
And welcome back to Through the Static with Stephen, and I'm going to go right to the calls. Hello, who is this? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who's this?
This is Danielle.
Danielle, listen, Danielle, if you were holding, thank you so much for holding, and it's great to talk to you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine, thank you.
Perfect. Yours is very soft. I don't know if, but I can hear you. So let me move with
that
this.
Spirit.
So Danielle, I'm trying to. I don't know where to start with you. There's so much here. First of all, I keep hearing Danielle Spirit thanking you. I don't know if you were kind of on the fence about calling, but I just keep hearing thank her for calling. So thank you for calling. Mike, Mary, where does this M name come in for you? Danielle?
She said Mary.
Hi.
Hi.
Probably Mary.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Who's Mary?
My grandmother.
Okay, so know that Grandma is starting this and is very excited that she's coming through. But also there's it sounds like Thomas or Teresa. There's also, unless that's her name, like an MT name, but is there also a Timmy or Tommy or Teresa connected to you?
Not that I can remember.
Unless it's a last name that's also connected to Mary or middle name, it feels like it's MT. The initials MT. So I'm going to just hold that with you, Danielle. Someone's initials, first name, middle name, MT, in addition to Grandma Mary. So, who is your mom crossed?
Has my mom? No, my mom's still here.
Oh, well, so the other grandmother is crossed?
Yes.
Okay, because your grandmother Mary just grabbed another woman, and I thought it was maybe your mom, but now I understand it's the other grandmother. So both are stepping forward. But there's also Danielle, a male here for you, and he tells me a young male, meaning that someone who crossed before we think they should have crossed. So do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And he says that's really who you want to talk to. Is that true?
All of them, but yes, he usually likes to step forward.
Oh, listen, Danielle, even if you said to me, no, I want to talk to everyone equally, he's like, you better correct her. It's me, and there's a reason why.
Make sure you wish him a happy birthday.
Well, so he's thanking you for that, and it's interesting. So who is this a dad? Who's this male?
If it's a young male, it would be my husband's brother.
Okay, so it's got to be him. And where's Bob?
Yes.
Is that him?
That's my husband. Yes.
Okay, so perfect. So, but your husband's here.
Yeah.
So, husband's brother just giving a big shout out to his brother. So, this brother-in-law is. I thought the previous call, the person was funny. This brother-in-law is hilarious, Danielle.
Oh yeah.
Like but in a weird hilarious, like weird sense. He just said to me, tell my brother, meaning tell your husband, I'm watching. I know exactly what's going on. I'm watching, and he is laughing hysterically, Danielle, just hysterically. And it's just he just said, and now 24/7 I get to watch what's going on. So, but this. Your brother-in-law had the biggest heart. I can feel his heart when he was here in the physical world. So what they do is they show me the bonds. Was he really close to your husband?
Yes.
Because they bring me to the bond when they were still here, and I just feel a very closeness with family, and specifically your husband Bob. So he's just giving a shout out. So he just kept also saying thank you for the birthday wish, and there's a trip. Is there a vacation coming up?
Yes, there is.
Oh, so he wants. Listen, Danielle, he just said he knows everything that's going on, and guess what? He's going to prove to you he knows everything that's going on. Is that for you? Are you guys going away?
Yes, it is.
Well,
but the funny part is he knows my question is, are we staying or are we going?
Are you staying or you? Is this about the trip?
No.
Oh, well, let me just tell you that, as I mentioned in the previous call, Danielle, everything that comes out of my mouth, there's a reason for it. And the way it was presented, is there a trip? Are you going somewhere? Just make sure you know that that's, in his way, the answer to whatever question you have. So, and he just said there's no way he would give a direct answer because he likes to antagonize you. So just know that, and he loves that. But he said, Stephen, if you think I have a huge heart, you've got to see the woman you're talking to. He's giving you so much love and so much props in who you are as a person. So just know that. But I'm telling you, I think Danielle, what he was doing was answering that question the way he presented it. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and the MT, are you near mountains?
Somewhat. We're surrounded by all different things.
Well, I just asked him before. I said, before I hang up with Danielle, what's the MT? And he showed me the initial, like he was spelling out a word, and he's spelling out mountains. Maybe the vacation is where mountains are, or but there's an MT. It sounds to me like mountains. So or now I think he's just screwing with me, Danielle. Or market. There's an MT. I love his energy very much so. But just make sure you hang on to that and just know that how much he really loves you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I hope he answered the question.
I do too.
Danielle, thank you so much for.
Either way, we don't lose, but it's like, okay, which way do we go?
Well,
okay.
Listen, that's a win-win. So I love that, and the biggest win is knowing that he's with you. So and he just gave you when you see your husband, when you see Bob, hug him tightly and says this is from him.
Okay.
Okay?
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect, Danielle. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Hello, this is Stephen. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this? Can you hear me?
Hello.
I can hear you. Who is this? I think maybe it's the connection that we're having. I don't know if you're calling on a cell phone. It's very difficult to hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. And who is this?
Hi, this is Kayla.
Kayla, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, Kayla, let me ask you, because I just was brought back to my town, to Providence. Is this Kayla from Rhode Island?
Yes, it is.
Oh, see? You know, it's funny when you have these headphones on, not that we talk on the phone anyway, but...
You know
right.
Kayla?
Yeah, I do. When you have these headphones, everything, the voices are distorted, so... But I just saw Providence, and I'm like, oh, this got to be Kayla from... So first of all, I'm so happy that you called I don't know if you were calling for a reading, but someone's here, so I got to tell you.
Okay.
But it's more, it's more for your husband.
Okay.
It feels like it's either a dad or a grandfather stepping forward for. What is your husband's name?
Joe.
Joe. Is his dad still here?
Yes.
So it's got to be a grandfather. What's with the ring? Your Joe's grandfather keeps making me move my ring. So either on his side or your side, there has to be something with either a ring handed down or something happened with the ring, a lost ring or a change of a ring or... Wait a minute. There's on either side, there's not like a wedding ring or some ring that was actually handed down like by generation, like to your parents or to his parents or so?
I know that my grandfather gave my mom a ring.
That's your grandfather gave your mom. That's what it is. So just know that even though it's Bob's grandfather stepping forward, so that grandfather on your side is also crossed?
Yes.
The one that gave your mom the ring?
Yes.
So just know that they're tag teaming, Kayla, to make sure you know that. There's also a change in you or your husband. There's a profession change. There's something going on.
There is.
So know it's a way. I love that. Yes, there is. So
I actually start on Monday.
Oh my God, Kayla. So wow. So know that your loved ones are just letting you know that they not only know about it, but I just looked at all your loved ones with you and just gave so many thumbs up. So this is going to be one of the best things that happens to you.
Oh, that's so nice.
So just know that. So and it almost makes me feel like the job leads to something else. So it could be within that job, or meeting somebody. Just know that there's a connection somewhere there. But they're just so proud of you. I know you've got two boys, and they just want to let you know that they're watching those two boys all the time to make sure that they're okay. And you are the best mom. So I think I'm running towards the end of the time, Kayla. Thank you so much for calling. I loved hearing from you.
You know what's so funny about... I've been on the line for now 10 minutes, and I was on the phone call the whole last conversation you had with Danielle. But I was like, why am I hearing them and they can't hear me? I'm like, hello, hello, hello.
Kayla, you could hear through your phone?
I have been on the phone for 11 minutes. I was on the phone for your whole conversation with Danielle, listening to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm saying that
That's right?
Yeah, that is right. That is right, because you'd know when the next is coming up. Don't ask Kayla. You're asking me. That's like I'm not technically good. So, but listen, thank you so much, and you have a great day.
Thanks, Stephen.
No, thank you, Kayla. So listen, I'll tell you offline. So anyone who's called, I wish that I got to get to you, but please call next week at 508-222-1320. I'll be back here. Coach Helix will be back here. Mr. Mock will